Hey. Yes. What's up, y'all? You bring the smoke. Hey. Yes. I don't understand. I feel for her. I understand where she's coming from. I would have been mad too. Like, I put all my heart and soul into this goddamn album, and the niggas won't even give me an award. Y'all gonna give Lizzo, Miss Pop 40, Miss Trudy, everybody loves her. I can understand why she's mad. That is when I tell you, a soulful album. What's going on, y'all? It's Erica. This is Thursday. We got one more day of the week. And then next week, we have National Family Day. Is that what we're calling it? National Spend Time with Your Family Day. What do you guys have planned? You know, I know a lot of people are going to be, attempting to, let's do this again. Let's try this again, with their family next week. So maybe we'll talk about some things that you could kind of like, protect yourself. It's only one day, but some people travel to go visit their families who aren't the healthiest, right? It's so sad. But anyways, let's talk about Ari Lennox. The album is beautiful. I love her album. And, I'm not really like a big, like, it just very like in the past, I want to say 2 or maybe I want to say in the past like 4 years, I'm more into the like alternative R&B, soul, younger, generation coming up, you name the girls, all the girls, you know what I'm saying? All the R&B divas, the young, divas coming up. And Ari Lennox's album was really good. And she didn't win for Shea Butter Baby, and she was upset about it. And she said she wanted to quit, but that's how, we go through our thing. You have to have your little breakdown. Walk. That's why I be like, Twitter is really good for that. But, you could just let off how you feel about whatever it is you feel about. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you can stop by. So she lost to Lizzo, and again, not taking anything away from Lizzo, but this is the Soul Train Awards. Now we can see Lizzo has, she has appealed to the carrot slaw aisle of the fans, right? And you would think she might get a Grammy, she might get these, Teen Choice Awards, she might get the People's Choice Award, she might get all of these awards and stuff, but Soul Train, we're not doing the let's give it to the pop star, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is supposed to be where and that's where she was heard. She was like, I make soul music, goddammit. I make soul music. And I'm kind of shocked that Soul Train kind of snubbed me. And Shea Butter Baby is the shit. Shea Butter Baby is the shit. I don't care what nobody's saying. I mean, the whole album is the shit. And it's like, and every artist, not saying Lizzo doesn't, but Lizzo is like I said, she's appealing to a different audience. And so it's like, we get it if the white organizations were to give her all the awards. We get that. And Ari is like, if anybody was going to, I'm expecting to be snubbed, right? I'm not expecting to win awards where it's, white male dominated and they're completely out of touch, But Soul Train, y'all supposed to be like, no, we're giving it to, because we know, you're supposed to know, but whatever, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Viacom, BET, is that all? That's all the whole people? That's my shit though. You know what I'm saying? So this is my shit too. Stepping backwards. That is my shit. Even my son's like Ari Lennox. Like, come on. Anyways, so you win some, you lose some, and it sucks when it's like your group. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. Out of all people, I thought Soul Train would give me an award. God damn, what I gotta do? She said she's not selling out. What are you gonna do? That happens, you know, when we put our hard work into something and it doesn't get the, you know, attention or recognition or from where you think it would come from, you know, and that's disheartening, and it's sad, and you know, and people are sensitive. Look at the sun, how pretty it is. People are sensitive about their work, and you know, and like somebody on Twitter said, it's like, you know, when you're an artist and you put a lot of, you know, feeling and a lot of emotion and a lot of, you know, your all into your work, and then you expect people to be like, okay, whatever, it's whatever, it didn't win. No, that's somebody's work. They sing and they're writing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, I'm not gonna be messy, but you know, it's not like she's not writing her stuff. You know what I mean? It's her shit. She's singing soul music. Soul music, honey. Yes. You sound like you in pain, bitch. So, what else did I want to talk about? It was something I wanted to talk about. Ari Lennox, but it was something else. I forgot what I wanted to talk about, y'all. I just wanted to talk about Ari at first, but then I was like, something else. I just put Ari Lennox quits. That's it. It was something else that I wanted to talk to you about. It didn't have anything to do with the TV. And I forgot. I guess it wasn't that important. Oh, I can't think. It's cold. I'm feeling a little bit better. Actually left work early yesterday. I told you I had a class that started on Monday, but I was so mad because they like to schedule me. This woman never has all of the people ready on the first day of class. It's always somebody needs to pass background, somebody needs to, you know, and it's like, if you tell me that I'm going to have a class of 10 people, I'm expecting 10 people on the first day to greet me. I'm going to greet 10 people. I'm not expecting to start on day one with 2 people like she had for Monday. And that's part of the reason why I was mad too. Like, I was sick. I was on my way to work to greet 2 out of 10 people, and then with the expectation to backtrack as the other people arrive. No, we're not doing that. So I let them niggas know, okay, here I am, I'm coming to work, I'm sick, I'm not gonna be able to make it. Left Monday, off Tuesday. I come in yesterday, they have 1 person. So you telling me now the 2 people that came on Monday, now it's down to 1 person today. I said, don't bring that person down here, because they were upstairs. I said, please don't bring them down here. We need to postpone this. I'm not about to do this. And then she was like, oh, can I add? She has like somebody that was out, got out of my class 2 classes back, and he's not getting it. So I be trying to tell her, like, because I come in contact with so many different personality types and people, that I'm able to, I could tell what kind of person or what kind of work, type of work ethic, and what type of habits they're gonna have. You could tell. And I always tell them, and they don't listen to me. And then they come to me and be like, girl, what do you mean, girl? Don't tell me, girl. You knew the motherfucker. I told you this motherfucker was gonna either be calling in, gonna have a whole bunch of excuses, gonna be needy, gonna be doing what they want to do. And the guy he does what he wants to do. He's one of those guys, like, somebody you give instruction to, but they're already so eager to do it that they already have in their head how they're going to do it. And while you're giving them instructions, they're too excited, focused on what they're going to do already. They're not even listening to you. You understand what I'm saying? That's this guy. And he has some kind of like, I don't know what it is, but the women around don't like him. And they don't like him because he said something about abortions one day that was like, just don't have sex. They need to be abstaining from sex. Just like his personal views about it, right? And I always tell people, be mindful of your political and religious views in the workplace, because you just don't know who you work with. You know what I'm saying? That man has like 6 bikes he's carrying. Okay. And he's one of those guys, and she wants to put him back through training again. I'm like, he's not going to listen. He already has in his head how he wants to do something. He's not he's like, okay. He's like, okay, like you're telling him, he's like, okay, trying to get you to be done with it so he can go do whatever the fuck he already has in his head. So she want to send him back. So she says yesterday, can I send G back through training? I said, I don't care what you do. That's exactly what I typed. Because I said, I don't even feel good today. I'm here, and you telling me there's only one person here, not including this guy you want to send back through that I already told you is a lost cause. Okay. But you're only telling me there's one person. We need to postpone this until the 2nd of December. Well, can't we just do it next week? I said, I'm not here next week at all. That's the reason why I told you heifers not to start any classes, because at the end of the year, that's when I take the most of my time off. I'm gone for a whole week. I don't know what we're going to do next week, y'all. We're going to have home videos, I guess. Because I'm off all next week. Where are you going? I'm not letting you go. I'm being an asshole today. You want to zoom from behind me. I'm going to keep right in step with the car next to me. Since you want to zoom back and forth. You should have left earlier, goddammit. So, I'm so glad that they canceled the class, because I'm not going to be... And then you're like, she just does it every single time. And I was like, yesterday, I was so... Oh! That's the last day. Yesterday was the last day of Mercury in retrograde. Mercury went direct around 11 o'clock 11 o'clock Eastern. No, 11 o'clock my time. 11:11 exactly. It went direct. So just because Mercury is is not in retrograde anymore does not mean you will still have the remnants, which they call post shadow, of the effects of Mercury retrograde. So just be mindful. Things should be getting back to normal, but it takes approximately a week, 2 weeks for that stage to be like, okay, we're out the clear. We're in the clear. We're out of the smoke. So what do you guys have planned for next week? It's funny, I was in my therapy. I went to therapy this past weekend, and she was asking me, we talked about my parents, we talked about just my relationships with family, and I guess she was asking me because we're getting into this season, and I don't celebrate religious holidays. I don't. And it's been a long time since I have celebrated. My sons have never celebrated Christmas or anything like that. They don't know anything like that. So she asked me, you know, how are you dealing with not having that family unit or that family time during times like this? What, you know, how are you, because you've essentially cut off your family, your whole family. And it's true. And you know, a lot of people in this, you know, during the holiday times, they get sad and they start reminiscing and this and that, and they call people, and you know what I'm saying? And I think I've moved past that. She was looking at me, she was like, yeah, you look like you are, you know, I used to get upset, like when I would talk about my parents, or when I would talk about situations and things, or think about I would get really upset. And sometimes I still do, depending on what. But in therapy, it's so good to talk, because it's like you actually get to, you're listening to somebody somebody is listening to you, who's not going to interrupt. She never interrupts me. She's listening for, like, you know, little things like I caught when you said, you know, this and that, and I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, she was like, what do you do about the family, about how do you feel about that? And I explained to her, I said, you know, and I'll explain to you guys. Part of the reason why I moved back to California was, not only did I get a job promotion, but I wanted to be close to the men in my life, because I knew that, you know, the boy's father, you know, we talk about legacies, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we talk about that, right? Your equity, your last name, your legacy, and it's not much there. So I wanted to make sure that my sons were raised around men and had male figures around, to have, you know, that balance of masculine energy around. And when I started bringing my sons around my family, I realized it started to, like, kind of like, I probably needed them there. And this is probably another reason why they're here, because maybe if I didn't have children, I would still be around my family. Because one of the main reasons why I didn't want to no longer be around my family is because my brother in 2015, my brother, we have same mom, same father, and he's 5.5 years older than me. He choked me at Thanksgiving, and he did it in front of my grandmother, my father, my cousin, my aunt, all of the women in our family. He did it in front of. Did it in front of my father. My father didn't stop him. And I thought to myself, if I were to go back and be around these people after experiencing an assault like that at the hands of my brother, right? I would just be allowing the trauma and the toxicity to continue, you know? And that's just what it is. And I said, I can't do that. I cannot do that. And I was talking to Craig the other day, and I was just like, that would have been a pivotal point for them in their lives, to be like, we've seen this man put his hands around our mother's throat to the point where her eyes rolled into the back of her head. Like, I felt like my brother was trying to kill me, like, on some real shit. That's why I would never, like, he's like, I say my brother, but he's dead to me. Like, I don't have, when I say I have siblings, I say I have one brother, and that's my brother who is in jail. And and he has a different mother. And I've told you about his mother and how she treated me when I was in junior high school. Like, my father is a real piece of shit. Like, my father is a real piece of shit. And it's like, I did not realize that, you know, all of these times where he could have protected me as his daughter, only daughter at the time, or, you know, oldest daughter at the time, he did not do those things. And I remember my brother, who is in jail, you know, writing me and saying, you know, Erica, family, you know how when people are in jail, they be like, family is so important. I don't have family. I know, you know, we take our family for granted and da da da. And I wrote him a letter, and I bullet pointed, and I don't even think I typed it. I don't even think I mailed that letter. But I bullet pointed, no, I sent it. I bullet pointed everything, every instance where it was a pivotal time where I could have been protected by the man in my life, and he didn't protect me. And when I was telling this to my therapist, she was like, you never did tell me that your brother assaulted you. And I'm like, yeah, he assaulted me. Like, every man, and you know, they've all been ain't shit. Like, when my brother, after my cousin, her son had to, like, here it is. And this is the story that I told. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. My brother, I was coming into, like, realizing how fake family was, right? Because I was on the phone. It was Thanksgiving. I was on the phone, and it was not a lot. It wasn't a good area. And I went to find a good area so that I could talk on the phone. And when I got back, they had already started eating, and my son's plates weren't made. So I'm like, this is my family, this is my tribe. Why aren't my son's plates made, right? The excuse was, I don't know what they eat. However, my children have always been very eloquent in expressing themselves. So you can ask them what they want and what they don't want, and they'll tell you what they want and don't want. My kids aren't picky eaters. My kids aren't, you gotta force vegetables down their throat. In fact, they'll eat vegetables over meat or anything else. So we don't have those problems. So I had already been drinking. So I was already kind of pissy, like, wait, why the fuck? And I'm thinking in my head, like, why the fuck you ain't make my kids plates? You know, I'm thinking in my head, like, y'all supposed to be my family. I'm already looking at you niggas sideways. I'm already looking at you niggas sideways. And now I get back from where I come from. Everybody's eating. First of all, you started eating without me. Nobody called me, nothing. So to me, I feel like, oh, you're an afterthought, right? Whatever. So then when I get in, I see my children are afterthoughts too. So I'm in the kitchen and I'm making their plates. I didn't know y'all, it was always an excuse. You're a Muslim, so I don't know what you eat. The same reason why they wouldn't call me on my birthday and then say, well, I don't know, since you're Muslim now, I don't know if you celebrate your birthday. All of this, a bunch of fucking just niggas is just fucked up. And so I'm in the kitchen and I've been drinking, and I'm my back is to the family room, right? And then there's an island in the kitchen, and in front of the island there's like a reclining chair, and that's where my father is sitting. And then sideways to that, like this way, is where my brother is sitting. So I'm in the kitchen with my back to both of them, and I'm like, this shit is fucking fake. This whole fucking family, this family shit is fake. And I'm saying this while I'm making the food, and my brother goes, what's fake? And I turned around and said, you motherfucker, you the fake one. And what he did on his way, after he got up, and he had to walk at least 20 feet to get to me, and walked past my father to get to me. He gets up, he walks past my father, and in the time that he walks past my father to get to me, he flips it to say, are you saying our grandmother is fake? I was like, this nigga ain't so. And I'm thinking in my head, is he about to come over? This is how I'm thinking in my head. Is he about to come over here and fight me? He walks past my father, he gets into the kitchen, and when he gets into the kitchen, he proceeds to choke me. He puts his hands around my throat. and proceeds to choke me. And I'm standing, now I'm no longer at the stove. I should have hit, it was in my mind to hit him with a pot. But I was like, and it's so funny because I said to myself, I hit him in the head, I'ma probably kill him. But it's crazy because I should have done that, because as he was choking me, I'm like, and my cousin is yelling to my father, get him, he's choking her. And I look over to my father's back, symbolism here is to me. And I'm looking over to him like, nigga, you're not gonna stop him? It was almost as though he had a green light to do it. And then after my cousin's son, who is big as hell, shout out to Kyle, he comes up and he grabs my brother off, and I'm yelling. I think I even spit at my brother, and my brother is telling people, this is how my brother tells the story, that I kicked at him. Nigga, you was about to assault me. What the fuck I'm supposed to be like, come choke me, nigga? Like, men are really fucking crazy, yo. And then my father retells the story the way that my brother tells the story, oddly enough. Expected. So they break us up, and I'm cussing him out. And when I tell you I cussed my brother the fuck out, I cussed his ass out. And the only thing that they were concerned about in my house, in that house, was me cussing in front of my grandmother. You're using all these cusses. I said, wait a minute. This motherfucker just put his hands on me, and y'all worried about me cussing him out? Because my grandmother, who I learned how to cuss from, is sitting right here. So then my cousin pushes me outside. She pushes me outside, and my brother has a new Benz, right? My father comes outside, not to check on his firstborn daughter, not to check on her, not to, hug her. He says, don't mess with his car. That's what he told me. So do you think I should be around family like that? And then my brother only apologized because my father, and I say little things about my brother because I think my brother puts up with my father's shit because he thinks my father has assets to leave when he dies. So he wants to be like I told him when I was cussing his ass out. You ain't nothing but a daddy's girl. That's all you are. Everything you got is because your father. You ain't nothing but a bitch. I cussed his ass out. And everybody in the family was looking like, bitch. They didn't try to stop me. And I do remember my father looking at me like, God damn, she's cussing his ass out. I cussed his motherfucking ass out. But I said, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. My father put his hands on my mother, and here's his son putting his hands on his daughter. And that's what it was. And after that, I said, I can't go back to that. I can't take my sons. Both of my sons sitting on the couch watching their mother get choked by their uncle. And guess what? They both have memories of that. And that's something that I never wanted my children to have, a memory of anything, of me being disrespected, being mistreated. That was one thing in my head. I said, I'm not going to allow that. I'm not going to allow that to happen. And it did. And so do I bring I'm not bringing them. I'm not going to allow that to continue, for them to think that, okay, so this is normal. This is what family does, right? Because a lot of people think that things that happen in their family is normal. And then when they start meeting people and talking to people and learning people, they're like, wait a minute, this is not right. Just like with Deja, your father taking you to the gynecologist to check your hymen, that's not right. And that's what people like, Erica, it's hard to get out of these familial relationships. It's hard to move past family. I don't have any family. But my thing is, somebody needs to be constantly telling you that's not right. You do not deserve to be treated like that. You deserve, like my brother, like me and my brother used to fight as children, always fought. Like I said, he's 5.5 years older than me. We've always fought. But I thought that as adults, we were done with fighting, like physically putting hands on each other. Like, we used to fight. When I tell you, me and my brother used to fist fight. We used to fight. So I thought as adults, you know what I'm saying? And here I am, my brother, right? The same dude who, when somebody was messing with me on the bus, he would come down to the bus stop and be like, leave my sister alone. Like that. But no, I'm not taking my sons around that. Y'all don't take your families around your toxic family members. Don't do that. That's part of breaking curses and cycles. You got to break it. So would I rather be around a healthy, loving, supportive, encouraging, present family? Of course I would. Of course I would. And my ancestors want me to be around family. But I cannot, and I will not. And I am creating my own legacy with my children. And we have our own tribe, and we starting a whole new tribe. Because we're not doing that. I'm telling y'all, you don't have to deal with stuff like that. You just don't. So as the holidays come, maybe we'll do like a live or something so that people who are not around their families, we can sit around and talk to each other. I'm sure that a lot of people will be doing lives that day because a lot of people are not fucking with their families, you know, and rightfully so. And don't feel bad. A lot of times guilt makes you go back to toxic relationships. And then you wonder why. Why do I have this toxic man in my life? Because it's resembling the relationship that you have with your mother and father. Why do I have this toxic best friend? Because it resembles the relationship that you have with your mother and father. It does. It just does. And you got to stop that. And people start putting their hands on you and stuff like that, violating your agency, and then doing it in front of family and all the women. And my brother only apologized because my father told him that he wasn't going to speak to him ever again, which is not true because he's really the only one that really fucks with my dad. My dad is the patriarch of the family too, right? How you the patriarch of the family and none of your branches fuck with you, my nigga? But men, you know, they automatically assume when it actually should be my aunt should be the matriarch of the family. She should be. But yeah, you just can't, you know, that's my story, y'all. You know, back in the day, I probably would have cried telling that story, being really angry. But I'm not, because I think I'm okay with, you know, I'm okay with the choices that I made as it relates to my family. You know, it's better like that. It's healthier for me, because when I leave situations, and then like later after all the things that my father was like, come take a ride with me. And then his excuse for not stopping my brother was this. Listen to this. I could not turn myself around to see what he was doing because I probably would have hurt him. Really, nigga? Nigga, for real? Girl, no. I was in the car. He was driving. He took me for a drive. My father took me for a drive after that incident with my brother. And I'm sitting in a Mini Cooper. If I really want to tell you, like, and when I was telling my therapist, she was like, Erica, for real? I was like, yes, girl. She's a black lady. And she was like, you never told me that story before. And I was like, yeah, that happened to me. And she was like, so you've never had any real protection from any man ever in your life? No, except for my grandfather. And my grandfather died before I got into my, you know, woman, you know, getting into, you know, like real relationships and, you know, coming into like womanhood, you know what I mean? He was the only person. The only man. My grandfather wouldn't let me walk down the street. Do you hear me? He wouldn't. He would, I'll take you. So be mindful, y'all. You don't have to deal with any kind of toxicity. And I'm not telling this story so that I can get sympathy or anything like that. I'm telling you what I've been through. And I'm telling you that, yes, I understand it's hard to break away from family, but you want to make sure that all of your relationships are healthy. All of them. And the hardest relationship to cut off is the family relationship. To say, look, y'all can't do this no more. Y'all can't treat me like an afterthought. Y'all, no. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And that's just it. Did anybody call me to check on me from my family? That my brother, no. Didn't nobody call and check on me. Erica, you okay? I'm sorry that happened to you. Girl, yeah, right. He's a man. What he did, and then, the way that my brother rationalized it was crazy. It was like, she kicked at me. Nigga, you was about to assault me. Was I supposed to let you just... I'm going to fight you, my nigga. We going to fight. I had a talisman around my neck with a bunch of like different, different charms and stuff. That broke off my neck. When that broke, I took it as, that's it. That's Erica, no more. And I was done. And this is my same brother that at the family reunion, when he took my kids, him and his girlfriend took my kids to go get them something to eat, and then my brother asked me for the money after. That type of family. That type of family. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Create your own tribes, y'all. And and we'll all be all right. This is the point of just talking about the shit, knowing that you're not alone, and understanding that, healthy. That's the goal. Healthy relationships, right? Okay. Peace. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.